Hello, everybody. How are you today? So, today I'm going to be talking about if you're an emotional empath. I don't really like this angle, so let me move. An emotional empath is. Stick with me here. Okay. So, let's get going here. Okay. An emotional empath is somebody who is always, other people are always open up to you, or you're always talking emotion with others because you're constantly sensing it. Everywhere I go, so this is one of my gifts. I'm an emotional empath. So people talk emotion to me all the time. They feel safe to open up to me all the time. Everywhere I go, this happens. Being an empath, this happens. But being an emotional empath, where you're constantly drawing the emotion out of people and talking emotion, this takes it to the next level. And so I will be like in the dentist chair, and the dentist will be telling me about a death in the family, or I'll sit down next to somebody who is in the middle of a divorce, who doesn't talk about it with anybody, and they're then talking to me about it. Like, I naturally pick up that they're sad, or that they're depressed or lonely, and I naturally know how to talk about it. And so I just, where like a lot of people wouldn't have, like, they wouldn't dare to be like, go into that and know how to do that, and I naturally do that. So it's super natural to me to just constantly talk emotion and be like, how are you doing today? If you need anything, let me know. If you want to talk about it, I'm here. And it comes, like, to others, they can feel my genuine nature with it because it's a gift of mine. And so a lot of people have this, but they don't understand it. And so it just means you're basically really good talking emotion, but you also pick up on emotion. So for me, if I am reading a blog, and like, let's say the child died and the mom's like writing a blog about it, I have to also be careful, because I feel the emotion as if I'm the one who went through it. So that's the hard part of it, is that side of it. So when I'm around, but then also, like, so I would pick up on the emotion in the blog even, like, and take it. So it's kind of like when I'm around somebody and they're going through something, I naturally help them clear out the emotion and take it in. And then I understand now how to clear it. I used to not know how to clear it, and it used to make me sick. But now, especially when I first started doing energy work in sessions, I got like sneezing eyes and like itchy eyes and like sick. And it's because I was taking on and releasing from others, but I was not, I didn't understand yet how to release it from myself. And so yeah. So a lot of people, they actually book sessions with me to if they need somebody to talk to through something, even just to let go of the emotion of it. Because if you don't let go of the emotion of it, it then gets stuck in your body and it can create sicknesses. So every energy worker understands this. This is why we're in this like realm. And for me, I know that there is a lot of reasons why we need medications and stuff. And I think that's all great. But I also know that there are times where we just got to clear the emotions out of our body. And I understand how to pull energy and to release energy from people so that they don't have to carry it on. And this is like supernatural for me to do this. Somebody's at my door again, and my dog's knocking. I'm wondering how, with this whole thing, I'm going to get through even sharing all these things with kids at home. But it's going to work. So let me read a little bit about this. An emotional empath is often the most common variation. They are highly sensitive to the emotions of others. If they look at somebody on a subway, they can tell how they're feeling. I don't know about looking at somebody. That's pretty... If I sit next to somebody, yes. In fact, today I did a session with a girl who has back pain, and so I could help her clear back pain so that she can function in life. And the second I was on the call with her, I automatically said, hey, I have a question. I'm feeling dizzy and I'm feeling like my head's a little bit dizzy and spinning, and like stressed, but almost a dizzy feeling. And I pick up on that. And then she said, yeah, I've been feeling this for days. And so I was like, okay. And so oftentimes when I do my sessions, I'll feel it, like some of the stuff that comes up. And it also depends on if they're exterior process or an interior one. Because like I just did a session on somebody the other day who was very internal and thought out, and so my session was more internal with her when I was clearing energy. So I don't know if that makes sense, but it also, my personality kind of comes out the way that theirs is too, so almost like mirroring them. Okay, back to what I was saying. They look at somebody on the subway and they can feel how they feel. So for me it takes a couple of seconds, and then I pick up on it. And so then I can ask them, like, is this how you've been feeling? Because this is what I'm feeling like right now. And within like a minute on the phone call for the session to clear energy so that she doesn't have her back pain anymore and she can function the rest of the day, it was pretty clear that it started going through me in my physical body. So I also feel like when somebody gets hurt, this is a different empath, which I haven't gone over this yet, but it literally goes through my body as if it happened to me. So if somebody falls on a skateboard, I'm like, ugh. And I always do that. In fact, like Funniest Home Videos is so funny, but anytime somebody like falls, I cringe. And so I have to stay away from like, ugh, it even is doing it to me right now. I have to stay away from like those type of shows because I'm a physical empath also. Anyways, okay, back to what we're saying. So that could be emotional response also with the physical side of it. So let me get back. If the thought of a loved one or partner comes up, even if they are not in the physical vicinity, they can pick up on their emotions. Emotional empaths must take great care not to act out on what they are feeling and must learn to decipher if what they are feeling is theirs or another's. This is so true. Emotional empaths can thrive as counselors, therapists, energy workers, and do well self-employed. If you are an emotional empath, you can start practicing simply by asking whether a certain emotion belongs to you or not. Quiet your thinking, ask your mind and your inner self, is this mine or is this somebody else's? And you'll get the answer. There's also muscle testing people can learn, but there's also like muscle testing you can learn to ask if this is yours or not. But I personally, my body talks to me a lot more than muscle testing, and so I just listen to my body. So you may hear a name or an experience or a vision and simply a knowing. Trust this and make the intention if sending this energy back to where it belongs. So today, like I was on a session and the girl that I was on the call with, there was some things that had come up and I was picking up on some of the stuff. And so I was like, okay, there was this and this. And so send it back. So like you can literally send people's energy back and give it back to them, or you can just send it back into the universe. So literally, if you're feeling so emotional and you're like stressed and you think you're an emotional empath, if these things stand out to you, like when you're with somebody, you'll feel different. Like, okay, I was with my aunt from Norway and she is like a freaking firecracker. Like she's a firecracker. So I do it to the extent that I actually mirror her emotions and her behaviors. And so I was just as direct back to her as she was to me. And my family had watched it later and they're like, whoa. And even like and they were like, did you see how you did that? I was like, yeah, it just naturally happens. And even like my cousin, who's like so fun and like an entertainer, I become fun and an entertainer to him. Like I literally feel the emotion as if I am him. That's how much it is. So a lot of times, so you would quiet yourself if you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed, and you'd quiet yourself, and this is what you do. I'm going to try to put my computer down. Better. You will say, how much of this emotion is mine? And then you wait. And the other day I had done this because of I have to ground a lot with being an emotional empath, especially with what's going on right now. And I'm always I get myself to a good place daily because I do the work to do that. And for me, I have to take Epsom salt baths. And I have to ground. There's like lots of different ways that I do it. But so maybe, and I'll have to do a video on that a whole nother day. But I don't want to get too far off topic. But you'll say, how much is mine emotion and how much did I take on? And I automatically saw the number because in my sessions I see through my third eye, and then I can help people clear energy. And so then by the end, like, their pain's gone or their vertigo's gone or whatever, like, and it's a good high chance that it's gone. And so so when you see like 23%, like I saw the number 23 in my mind, I then can say, okay, I'm going to give all that percentage back to everybody else in the universe that it's theirs, and I'm going to just hold in my own space, mine. And then I can go higher than 23% in my own energy because I've let go of other people's emotions. And so with being an emotional empath, you have to learn this about yourself, because sometimes if you're like so emotional all the time and you're not grounded and you're stressed and you're like a basket case, you have to learn what's yours and what's not, and to decipher. And so this is kind of how I started doing it. I would go into like a public place and I would notice I was good before I got there, and then all of a sudden I would notice what would happen when I got there. And so and sometimes it could be it also, you have to, I shouldn't share this because it makes me, people will get worried to sit by me. It's fine. So this is just real life for me though. So even when I sit by somebody, if they are an empath and they don't understand it and they don't take care of it, they are drained, and their energy is like a vampire energy. Like it, like any light it feels, it will like suck onto it. And so I actually have had to create like energetic walls sitting next to me, or I've had to get up and move to sit by another person, because it's too draining on me and I have to take care of myself, right? I can't help people with sessions. I can't help people with sessions and help people in the world if I'm not taking care of myself first. And so you have to take care of yourself first. And like, or even if somebody's like stressed or going through something, I can pick up on that. But oftentimes that more just shows up, like they'll end up talking through it with me naturally, and then the energy that's been stuck in there, like their emotional energy that's been in them, it will come to me almost like a sponge and leave them. And now I know how to clear it. Like now that I understand how to clear it, and I also can set the intention around my aura and my bubble that I do not take anything. So it's a choice. Like you don't have to do it always, but if I forget to do that at the beginning of the day, then it's not always a choice. So I have to be intentional about my own boundaries and setting my own boundaries. So yeah, but oftentimes, like, so my whole life, people would be like, man, I feel so much better when I leave you, when I've left you. Like, it just has, like, I can tell the difference, like, huge, and it's just by communicating. Well, they don't understand what's actually happening. And so there have been, like, certain friendships that I've not chose to stay close with because of this, because it's too draining on me. And I can't take on everybody's problems in life, right? But I can be a good friend, but I have to have good boundaries with my own self. And so if somebody's like super draining and not like learning how to deal with their stuff, then that's just too much for me. But so anyways, but yeah, they'll, like, I've heard this my whole life. Let's see. I hate when I forget to set the intention to not pick up on others' emotions. Yes. Because then throughout the day, you're like gathering it, and especially emotional empaths. So empaths alone do this, but to have the emotional empath side, it's to the whole nother level. Like, it's crazy. So, and to find out, like, so just kind of listen to what I'm saying about emotional empath, and you'll know, like, do you sit by somebody and you can tell how they're doing without them speaking? That is an emotional empath. Do you sit by somebody and you can tell like they're off or whatever? Then that is, but you can turn that on and off, and that is the most empowering thing to learn, is that. So, but, and also, like, if you are an emotional empath, you will have heard this a lot. Man, I just feel so much better when I left you. Like, I feel like so happy and peaceful, and like When I do sessions in my fret room in person, this happens over the phone too, but when I do sessions in person, like people will come in and they're like drained and stressed and da 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 da. And then especially the healing soul sessions, and then when they leave like an hour to an hour and a half later, depending on like the time frame of it, they are like so happy and like light and calm, and it is a huge shift. And then a lot of times if they've come for pain, like they don't have pain anymore, stuff like that. So yeah, it's a gift and it can be a curse. So you definitely have to manage that and learn how to. So anyways, does anybody have any questions? I think that's really all that I was going to talk about with the emotional empath. Another common trait of emotional empath is you have no problems talking emotions with people. Like my husband doesn't sit down with people and be like, get into deep stuff within seconds or minutes. And I do it all the time. Like it's like so common for me and so comfortable for me. And I actually hate surface level conversations. And I often get past them super fast. And it's because it's just a gift of mine. And to me, it's just like, it's just who I came here to be. So I'm just used to it. So anyways, if you have some of these signs and some of these traits and behaviors, then this is definitely you. So I think that's really all. If I can think of anything else, then I'll let you know. But definitely it's similar to like a sponge, and then I have to learn to clear that. So as soon as I start my sessions, I have, let me show you this. Especially my soul healing sessions. My soul purpose sessions are more like questions and mental side of things. But my soul purpose sessions, I use this. And my sister Jen is a medium, and so she actually saw what I needed to do to clear energy, beginning, before, and after. Because when I pick up on all your stuff and I sponge that for you all, I don't need to carry that, and that's Christ's job. And so, like, I just let it go. But the only way I learned to do that, like for me, the most powerful way was I use a selenite crystal. Selenite takes care of all negative energy. And so, or heavy energy, or stressful, or emotional. It doesn't have to just be like negative. And then I go like this in a figure 8. So I do this circle around my body like this, and I turn. And then I'm in a space to go into people's energy. And at the end of my session, when I'm done, I do the same thing. And then I say a prayer and ask God to heal the person for what they're going through. I'm so excited to go through the, what is it called? Gifts of the Spirit from the scriptures, because it is so awesome. So I'm so excited to do that. That one's, I don't know if I can do that one by one though, because it would take me forever. So I might have to just do one long video. But there are all different gifts, and some of the gifts I have from that are, and it will be good for you guys to see some of the gifts you have. But one of them is to heal others and to help others heal. There's a lot of different ones. The gift of faith, because I believe that nothing's too big. Like nothing's too big to heal, and that God will come in and do it. And so I'm excited to go through the gifts of faith, but I'm trying to get through the empath ones first. So anyways, yes, for anybody who wants to learn to ground, selenite is really good for you. For being an empath, this is also really good. This is a grounding mat. You plug it into the bottom of the wall part, and that is grounding. And then this, you guys, today I've been deep cleaning my house to get rid of any stuff. So this is also grounding. So sometimes when I have a session with somebody and they've taken on a lot and I'm picking up on it, I have to be able to function through it to help them. So I put my feet on this often, and I also sleep. Right now you're just going to see like my bed without sheets because I'm in the middle of cleaning everything. But right here, I sleep under that. So that's another thing. And selenite crystals help. Epsom salt baths help. But we'll do a different video that day. See, this is the problem, is I go off on tangents because one thing leads to another, to another, to another. And I love this subject. So Anyways, if you're an emotional empath, let me know in the comments below. If people often open up to you and tell you their whole life story, if people see themselves clearer through you, like, and feel calm, and they leave feeling better. Like, if people are like, I always leave feeling so much better. You are an emotional empath, and you need to let go of the emotion of what you're taking on, because you're a natural healer. And everybody in this world is getting born with different gifts, and the more kids who are coming right now, they're coming with even more. And so we're going to see less and less shock of people being like, that's so weird, or that's like, it's going to become really common, because it's going to be like a lot of people. So anyhow, I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have this. I would love to hear who my fellow peeps are and women are, because I could totally relate to you in this area. So, all right, have a good day. Love you all. Bye. Oh, let me see. I hate when I forgot. Oh, yeah, I already read that one. All right, have a good day.